Hello and welcome to another episode of the Work Friends podcast. That was a very energetic hello. Sorry about that. Anyway, I am your host, Tyler, and this is the show all about, my friends' jobs and what they do for a living. Today, I'm joined by my good pal, Josh. Josh currently runs a card shop and collectibles shop, like collectible toy shop, like Lego, Funko, stuff like that. Anyway, Josh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Absolutely. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been excited to talk to you because I have very many questions about how your shop got started and, what your day-to-day looks like. You told me today that you didn't have a chance to eat, and I had no idea that, the card shop got that busy, so I'm excited to hear about it. Yeah, I think I've yapped enough. I will turn it over to you, man. Would you want to start with, I guess, where you grew up and where you were born?
Yeah, I mean, I was born near Richmond, grew up here, Richmond.
No kidding.
My whole life, yep.
Okay.
My parents, they're from New York, moved down here,
Nice.
and pretty much just started the whole family down here.
Mhm.
So, lived here my whole life, lived pretty much several different places around town, but never
Yeah.
really expanded outside of Henrico, Glen Allen area like
so
that.
you were kind of like north side of Richmond?
Yep.
All right, nice. Where did you go to high school up there?
I went to Hermitage.
Hermitage, okay.
Yep, went to Hermitage and was there the whole 4 years, but knew tons of people at other. I played sports throughout high school,
Did
so
you
I
really?
knew tons of people at all the other stores. Yep.
No kidding. What sports did you play?
I played early on. Early on, I did like track and field, mostly
Oh.
like high jump and stuff.
Okay, cool.
But then just focused fully on volleyball latter half of junior senior year.
Yeah, okay. I had no
Yep.
idea you did that.
Yep.
Are
Yeah,
you-
I've been playing volleyball since high school. I
What?
play rec league. I play.
Even to this day, you play?
I haven't played in about 2 years just because work has just been getting too
yeah.
crazy. But there's a Richmond volleyball club that I played at for, I don't know, probably a decade.
Really?
Afterwards. Yeah, I played 2-3 times a night back.
That's wild. I didn't know.
Only for volleyball.
I was going to ask.
I'm 5'8".
Oh, it's pretty close. Yeah.
Day. But luckily, I don't know about anymore now. Since the last couple years, I at least I had a decent vertical, so I was able
you
to
can jump
compensate
pretty
for
high.
that way.
Oh,
But
okay. Wait,
hence
man,
from a high
jump.
jump and all that kind of stuff. So.
Gotcha. Oh, right, because you did track and field. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So it just kind of worked out that way, but it was fun. I want to get back to it. I just gotta find more time.
Gotcha. When you played track and field, was that high jump was your specialty, or?
Yeah, that was my main one. I did long jump from time to time if they needed to fill in someone, but I did that, and then I did a couple of like short distance sprints, like a 200 meter.
I gotcha.
I wasn't fast enough for the 100. 2 to 4 was my sweet spot.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Do you still run to this? Like, do you
God,
still
no.
run to it? Okay, I can't. I don't run at all. So, I mean, look at me.
I need to.
Yeah,
as you can
same.
see, but
Same.
no, I mean, every once in a while, I'll do something, but I'm more of like into doing like hikes and stuff now more than
Okay.
anything.
I didn't know that. Yeah, we should go hiking sometime. I like
haven't gone
hiking.
in a long time.
Same,
but,
honestly.
man.
It's probably been, since I've been on a real hike, it's probably been at least, I would say, 2 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Probably the same. I think actually my last hike, if you will, was actually up in New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Up
so-
in New Hampshire. Is that where? Oh, probably with Emma.
Well, yep.
Okay,
Yep,
that's where her family's
Yep.
got all the lake houses and all that good stuff.
Exactly. That's where we go on vacation every year now.
Cool.
So.
Okay, so you probably just went hiking not that long ago, right? When you guys were.
We didn't go this year.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was actually, I take that back. It was probably 3 years ago because we didn't go last year because of the wedding.
Oh man,
So
Oh, that's right. You guys got married last year.
Yep.
I almost said you guys got wedded last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it's-
that's
I
accurate.
guess 1462.
But yeah, so
But-
yeah, like I said, Richmond, born and raised,
Cool.
and stayed around. Don't plan on going anywhere, but who can see into the future?
Nice, yeah. Well, hopefully you stick around. I like you out
That's
here,
my
so
plan.
yeah. I just moved back, from Kentucky, and I
Yep.
I don't plan on going anywhere either. So,
Yep.
lesson learned. I'm not moving away from Virginia anymore, or from
you
Richmond rather anymore. But
hmm
okay. So
Yes.
in high school, did you work at the card shop or at any of your
No.
other? I don't want to skip too far ahead, but any of the other
Right.
shops?
No, we actually didn't have any of those shops until maybe a year or two after I graduated from high school.
Oh, okay. So what else were you up to in high school? Did you have any part-time jobs? or?
So I had
Mostly-
the cliche of the grocery store bagger.
Nice.
That was my
Okay.
first job. I worked for Kroger.
Okay, worked for Kroger.
Was my
Nice.
first job, and then probably I think my senior year or maybe like late junior year, I started working at the Regal up at VCC,
Oh, really?
and I worked there for probably 2 or 3 years.
Uh-huh.
And then
That's a good run.
yeah. And I mean, the people were great there. I love the people. Eventually it just came down to the cliche just corporate thing.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it became too.
You got the corporate ick.
Yeah. It's one of the things like you could do 10 things right, but the one thing you mess up on,
what they focus on.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, people were great, and it was right around that time too where we spoiler alert, got ready to open the first store.
Okay.
So
Spoilers.
So it just kind of went into that to where I was just like, well, this is a good time to leave.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Good.
Other than that, those are my only like outside of what we do now was just grocery store when I was like 15.
Okay, so at Kroger, that was your first job.
Yeah, that was my first job ever.
So how'd you get that job? Did you know someone there? You just interviewed for
nope,
it?
Nope. I was my parents. Well, I should say my dad more or less was always, as long as I've ever known, has always been self-employed.
Okay.
Like, I guess if you want to consider a job, like my dad technically had his own like little lawn care service that I worked at for like a summer or two just to help out when I was younger, like 13, 14.
Nice.
But
figure out how to cut grass and
and
all that stuff.
But it's always been, those are my only two jobs that we weren't, self-employed or something like that.
Yeah. And
I like it too because it kind of gave me what's the word I'm looking for? Like a sense of the real world, if you will.
Okay.
So
you have to kind of be like a part of a corporate thing, like a
I mean,
like a grocery store.
It wasn't exactly in the plans to do that, to where we are now. I'm glad, obviously, it worked out that way.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's I did that and moved over to the theater, but. To answer your question, I guess no, I didn't know anybody at Kroger.
Okay,
it just was one of those.
Just jobs.
Put applications out at several places because I was always told like work, and I want to get a job as soon as I could, because it's like what 14, 15, 16-year-old didn't want to have money, and
true.
I wanted a car, so it was all those things. I was just.
So was that one of the things that you were like saving up for? Was a car? Did you have your own car, or what was that about?
I didn't have my own car until. I didn't get my license until I was 18.
Whoa, really?
Okay. I couldn't afford the insurance.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, all right, that makes sense.
In the typical cliche millennial thing, like they jacked our prices up and everything. And
rude.
My parents, they weren't, poor per se, but they weren't super well off. So and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get a job was to make sure, I could do my own things. But yeah, I didn't get my license at 18 because. So my parents just drove me back and forth from Kroger.
Oh, okay. They helped you out. All right.
Which luckily was only like 5-6 minutes from my house.
Nice.
So it worked out that
Still, that was nice of them to help you out. And you had siblings too, so didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a brother and a sister.
Okay, yeah. So it's not like, they gotta kind of spread the wealth out. They can't just give you a car.
So luckily,
anyway.
like I'm the oldest, so it kind of set
like a president.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for that. So and though it's funny because I don't think. If I think about it, I don't think my sister has ever had a quote unquote like real job, as everyone calls it, because she's only worked for the family business.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
So my brother, he's had his own couple things and he's done some stuff, but
nice. Okay. So tell me about the theater job a little bit. I know we've kind of already had like some people that I think worked at the movie theater. Like, do you know Jub?
Not by name, at least.
Okay. Well, I think he maybe worked in a movie theater, so we talked about it a little bit, but.
Okay.
What would you?
I mean, I was there. Like I said, it was like either late junior or early senior year. Like, what 17, 18-year-old wouldn't want to work at a movie theater, or at least enjoy the movie theater perks?
Definitely, it's a dream job.
Yeah, I mean, we got free movies whenever we wanted to go. When we were working, we pretty much got whatever food we wanted. So but it was cool.
Yeah, popcorn and stuff.
Yep, and I still got friends that I made there that I still talk to on a weekly basis now.
Yeah, because you were there for 2 years, you said, right?
Yeah, about 2 years. It's funny now. Some of my old coworkers and actually some of my old like managers are now customers.
At your card shop?
At one of the two shops, yeah. Nice. So it's always cool seeing them from time to time because it's just like, oh, I remember the old days.
Yeah, you get to catch up.
Stuff like that, yeah. So that's always cool.
That's nice.
It was a great job. It was cool. I was working my way up to like what we called, or I guess what the company called like concession lead, which was pretty much like the in-between floor staff and manager. And right around the time that I guess that they were looking at me to move me up, they actually like corporate axed the job.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I was just like, well, that sucks.
Yeah. So I guess there was just like floor what is it called?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, like we had different like sections. Like you had concessions. Then you had like what I always refer to as the box bitch.
Yeah,
So you
the
know,
ticket
selling
taker
tickets.
type
Yep.
person. Yep.
Then you had the ushers, which
Okay.
were pretty much those were the guys that just or whoever that cleaned up
Sure.
after the movie was.
And what was your job there? You said you did all
I
kinds of different
mainly
things.
did concessions for a while,
Okay.
but then I eventually like there was no like set. This is your position. It was just, hey, we have 10 spots to fill tonight. Who's our best concession people? Our best ushers? Who's our best, et cetera, et cetera. And I always ended up in concessions just because I was just
You can talk to people.
exactly.
Yeah, you're
I
pretty
was
good at
yeah.
talking.
It got to a point where like if you got to sell tickets in the box, that was almost kind of like a quote unquote promotion.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
just like only the good people got to.
They kind of trust you.
There was one time I was just like, can I try boxes, stuff like that. And they were like, oh, well, you're too good at where you are. We can't afford to lose you in this spot.
Oh no!
Like, yeah, so I got the classic, like, you're too good to lose you thing.
Yeah.
Eventually I made it to box, and then I hated it.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was, you're stuck in a box, to sell, and it's like, on a busy night, you had one other person in there with you, and if you get stuck on there in a weekday, a Wednesday night when nothing's going on.
Yeah, that could
you're
be
by
very
yourself and you
boring.
see maybe like 40 people between 5 and 11.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you read. You couldn't have anything.
Oh, really? You can't look at your phone or nothing like that.
It was if you want to do something, clean up. But it's like there's so much space to even clean up
Yeah.
as it is.
Oh man.
But
Tough.
it was a good time. I always loved being usher because you got to walk around the whole building and you get to take a break from time to time, waiting
Nice.
for movies to get out. There was always a little spot where it was just like, all right, we got 15 minutes. And every once in a while, if you find a little bit of cash in the theater,
Hey.
accident.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things about working at Laser Quest was I was the marshal.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you worked there.
Yeah. So I was a marshal and I would like have to kind of referee and I would walk
Okay.
around after, or I guess during games, and I had a little flashlight with me, and every now and then you'd find cash, and I was like, "Sweet, mine."
Yep.
Finders keepers. I would turn it in most of the time.
Of course,
but
yeah.
if I don't know, if I found like $1 or whatever, I'd be like,
Oh, yeah,
I'll keep that.
Yeah, $1 yeah. There was one, I don't even know when it was, like what movie it was, but I actually found a money clip with $1,000.
Really?
Just $100 bills in it.
Holy
I was like, guess I'm gonna have to turn that one in because someone's gonna come looking for that.
Yeah, that's a trap. Yep, you got to.
Yeah. So when I was there, they always had like Henrico County officers off duty working.
Oh no, yeah.
So I was just like, hey guys, I found this. Someone's gonna miss this one.
Yeah, someone definitely wants this
But-
back.
And there was always well, if no one comes back to claim it after X amount of time, we'll give it back.
Never saw it. Never ever.
But,
Yeah, the most I ever found was like I think $200.
Shit, that's still
Yeah. I maybe split it. Maybe I was like, here, because it was $200 bills. So I kept one for me, one for you, and I was like, here, I found this $100 bill, and then
Yep.
maybe, but
Yep.
hey, whatever. It was years ago. I
Yeah.
was in college. I was broke. I was allowed to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Yeah.
No one's gonna fault you for that.
Exactly. So you worked at the theater for 2 years.
There we go.
Okay. So that was your 2 high school jobs. After high school, what was your plan while you were in high school? Were you planning to go to college or planning to?
I never planned to go to college. I knew in high school wasn't for me. I wasn't bad at it. I just didn't have the motivation for it.
Okay.
And again, I was raised in a work environment.
Yeah.
It was always like, not that they pushed me to, because my parents were like, look, if you want to go to college, like, we'll figure it out. We'll get it done. I just knew it wasn't for me. And I wouldn't have enjoyed it. So
Fair
high
enough.
school wasn't bad. I mean, it was just the usual, like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you don't want to sit in class and like
Yeah.
French history or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
But the plan was always just go into the workforce in a sense.
Okay.
And like I said, I still worked at the theater for a little bit after I graduated. And that's right around the time, not too long after that, when we opened the first store.
Okay. You opened the first store, and that was, I guess, your dad.
That was, my dad. So it started
So
off
let's
as
tell me the
like,
story of opening your first store.
yeah, so it started off with, it was like a gold and silver store.
Okay.
In a sense, shop.
Like
My dad would buy and sell gold jewelry, and he'd go around to other shops and, do stuff like that. And it got to a point where he's like, well, I'm going on to all these shops and I'm buying the gold and silver from them. And, so he goes, why don't I just open up my own shop and just buy it myself and do it the same way?
Yeah.
And that's how we started that. And he started off renting out a little room out of a building on Lakeside, which he's still into today. Spoiler alert, he ended up buying the whole building.
Oh, no kidding.
After I guess the owners, they had to move their business elsewhere. So at that point, he rented out the whole building, and eventually turned it into a pawn shop. He got a pawn license.
Okay. Oh, so it wasn't a pawn shop at first.
Not at the beginning, no.
Just gold and silver.
Just gold and silver. Coins, jewelry, stuff like that, but it wasn't a pawn shop. Yeah. And then he, and like I said, I started, I was there day one opening, didn't know a thing about, well, I take that back. I did know some because I did do some training at another gold store that were family friends of ours. Oh. They had their own shop that they had inherited from one of my dad's friends, and I trained there for about a year, I'd say. That was out on Mechanicsville Turnpike. Okay. Fun fact, actually got robbed there one time.
What? You got robbed?
Yeah, that was an interesting day.
So what happened?
No, I mean it was the usual, it was me and then the owner's sister, and I cannot remember the other guy's name, but he was just a regular guy, regular customer that just kind of popped in a couple days a week and just hung out, bullshit, stuff like that.
Okay, he was a customer. The dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were just hanging out one day, and the guy noticed that there was this dude sitting on the corner of the building. It was a little weird, little shady, and it was why is dude wearing a hoodie? It's July. So we were like, whatever. He left, and we were all joking, that'd be crazy if he was casing the place. Yeah. That's about exactly 20 minutes later, he ended up pushing the door in and was just hey, man. And the whole, the cliche, hey, give me all the money in the bag, blah blah blah.
Was he armed? Did he have a gun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, had a gun there and everything.
Oh my god!
And scary. So the owner's sister, she actually laughed. She was like, "Wait, are you serious?"
Yeah, are you for real? This is, honestly,
is this this actually happening?
Yeah, that'd probably be my reaction too. For real?
So,
I think someone was joking at first. I think.
Yeah, something like that. And so he, she gave him the bag and he left. And no joke, a minute later, 2 Henrico detectives come walking up. And we were like, man, y'all are quick. And they're like, what are you talking about? We're like, dude, we just got robbed. We already called. They're like, wait, what?
What were they doing?
Well, they were coming to see, I think it was probably, I don't even remember now. Usually if they come around, it's because, hey, we had some stolen jewelry. Did it by chance come through here?
They were
to take IDs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they were. And then they fell into that. And then.
You know what would, well, never mind. But you know what would be kind of a racket of an infinite money hack? Would be if you'd have to do some crimes, but you'd have to steal, you say you stole some jewelry or whatever, you stole that, you sold it to a pawn shop, and then you came back and you were that guy, you robbed the pawn shop and you took the jewelry, and then you came back and you sold the jewelry to the pawn shop, and then
it's funny you say that because
I guess eventually they catch on, but
it would. But it's funny you say that because that actual that day when that happened,
nobody get any ideas out there.
They had actually, and by they I mean the owner's sister. She actually had bought a big gold class ring.
Oh no!
And we were always like, well, that's pretty ironic. They became more and more common down the, as the years progressed. But early on, we didn't see a ton of gold rings like that. Mm-hmm. And it was just what are the chances you buy one of these big gold rings, the lineman, the guy who's just got meaty fingers,
right? And
that's the one day you get robbed. What are the chances of that?
That would be something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
They eventually caught the dude and
blah
blah.
That's good.
But anyways, not to go on a tangent.
Yeah, nobody got hurt.
So everyone was good.
Yeah, and that wasn't even at y'all's store. That was at the store you were.
Yeah, that was the one I was training at.
Okay. Man.
But going back to the, so I trained there. So when my dad opened up his store, I already had an idea of what was going on, and I didn't waste his money buying bad stuff.
There you go. Good job, Josh.
So, but yeah, that was the first store.
Okay.
And it's only progressed from there now.
That's wow. So did your dad have any prior experience in Golden Pond? What was he doing before, you said? He had a lawn care business?
Technically, my dad's done everything.
Okay.
He
strikes me as kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah, that's the whole reason him and my mom even moved to Virginia is because he got a job offer down here because he was working for some grocery chain at the time.
Okay.
And they offered him a manager position at a store. So he was like, well, where is it at? And he's like, it's in Richmond. And he's like, let's go.
Interesting.
And this was all post military, because actually my dad was in the military too, because they paid money.
Hats.
And yeah, so yeah, he's done. I mean, he's like I said, he had a lawn care business for a while. As long as I can remember, he's always built stuff out of like plexiglass. He was really big into the like Civil War shows. Mm-hmm. So he would build like display stands to put like cavalry swords and muskets and all that kind of stuff on there, just out of plexiglass. So he had his own fabrication company.
He'd make like stands, like display stands and stuff like that, cabinets, things.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
So he had his own fabrication company that he would work on at night. He had like at one point, like a whole pretty much warehouse facility. Out on state. So yeah, he's a jack of trade.
Trade
of trades,
jack of all trades.
Yes, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah,
and but he was, before he got opened up the store, like I said, he was buying and selling. He would just have a route. He'd go to all the different pawn shops.
That's right.
Buy it from them, and then just turn around, sell to the refinery
in his own
exactly
business. Okay.
And eventually, he's like, you know what? Let me just open on my own store.
Let's do it. That's so wild. Like, I admire like guys. I admire people who can go into business for themselves. Like that. Like, I interviewed my dad last week. He went into business for himself. He opened his own electrical company.
Okay.
And it's just like, it's so brave to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's
it can get a little nerve wracking.
I am so scared to start my own business. I don't have anything that I would start my own business in.
Hey, you never know.
Podcasting, I guess, but
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. But I mean, your dad, my dad, guys who do that is just hats off to him, because it's very brave. But anyway, so he's got the first gold silver shop that turned into a pawn shop, and then what happened after that? Like, what's the story then?
So from then he got a FFL license.
What is that?
So that's a federal firearms license.
Whoa! All right.
So he's now also a gun dealer. So
I see.
He can buy and sell guns. He does all the background checks and all that stuff. Does the gun shows, all that. Well, he doesn't really do the gun shows anymore, but
he used to.
Yeah, he used to do.
Did you go and help him with that?
No, because I was always at the store. I was always running the stores at that point.
I see.
It'd be him and my mom, and then actually one of my best friend, who's a big gun enthusiast, actually went and worked at the shows with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And,
helped him out.
Yeah, helped him out, because he's the guy. He's a Henrico officer.
Oh, okay.
So like that's my buddy. He's always been like either like he wanted to go in the military or be an officer. So it was just kind of his calling. So
cool.
He's the one that like he can take a gun and just completely break it all down, clean it, reconstruct it in like
a minute.
time.
That's wild. We should get him on the show. That would be cool to talk to.
I've done some ride-alongs with him.
Have you really?
Yes, I have.
That would be so sweet.
I haven't done one in a while. I want to do another one because they're. I want to say fun, but like you also see some stuff that's like, is that fun? But
interesting.
I guess it's the experience more than anything.
Sure. Yeah. Exhilarating, you can say.
Yeah. But so he got his FFL, and I don't think he's got anything new since then. So now, well, I guess technically he has, because then 2 years ago he converted half of it into a vintage sports card store.
A vintage sports card store.
So he's got vintage sports cards in there. Firearms, he does pawns, as well as like gold jewelry, silver coins, all that kind of stuff.
That's wild. Okay, do you want to shout out his shop? Where's this at?
Yeah, so it's Old Town Silver Exchange, right on Lakeside Avenue. So he's been there. I don't even know how long now. Over a decade now at this point. I've lost track of time now, but he's been there a while. And like I say, he just bought the building, I think 2 years ago now.
Right on.
So he was pretty excited about it.
Business is going all right, I guess. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's.
And how long did he said it started? 10 years or so?
It's been at least 10 years. I forget. I mean, let's see. I graduated. We'll show my age, I guess. I'm kind of old. I graduated in 2009.
Okay.
So I probably started there, maybe late 2010, 2011, maybe. Okay. So I guess, wow. So probably 13, 14 years now.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So
15-year anniversary's coming up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that one. But yeah, so he's had that for a while now, and I haven't worked in there in a long time now. But
in the pawn shop.
Yeah, because when I left there, it was to open my own pawn shop.
Okay, so you started your own business?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I thought that your dad. Okay, all right. See, I was under the impression that your dad had started your store, and then he kind of gave it to you, and I didn't know. So
yeah. So we had some family friends. That. It was actually the owners of the building that he first rented that he actually ended up buying the building from.
Okay.
Nancy and Russell, great people, love them.
Shout out Nancy Russell.
Yep.
Nancy and Russell, rather.
And so they had to move their building, and Russell was actually retiring, and he saw like what we did at the store because they had their own business on the other side of the building.
Okay.
So he saw all like the gold jewelry and the silver coins, all that stuff, and he goes, "I want to do that." So me and my dad pretty much taught him how to do it, and he opened up his own store.
Okay.
Within the building that him and his wife moved their company to. Well, eventually he's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm like retiring.
I've had enough.
Yeah. So he reached out to me and my dad, and he goes, "Hey, as a thank you, I want to give you the store."
What? Give you?
He gave me the store essentially.
Whoa.
And so we did all the paperwork and transferred everything over, and it was a big step because I was still
That's phenomenal. That's awesome.
working for my dad full time at that point.
Right.
And, like you kind of like how you were saying earlier, had to take that leap, because now it's no longer a steady paycheck. It's just how busy are you?
Baby bird's got to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And did that, and I learned probably within the first 6 months that that wasn't for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was different, I guess, when
It wasn't for you. You mean doing like your own pawn shop?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like it was. I mean, it wasn't any different than what I was doing for my dad, except I was the one making all the calls.
Okay.
And
All the
it was
responsibility.
only me. I didn't have any employees. It was a small little operation, nothing crazy.
Uh-huh.
It was also a weird point in my life with, like the current relationship I was in at the time wasn't the best. So that might have had something to do with it. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Fair enough. Relationships they bleed into every other aspect of your life. So
yeah, and so that may have done something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, after about 6-7 months, it was just like, I don't know. This didn't feel the same.
Right.
And right about that
Didn't feel
time
right.
is when I really started, and I don't know if it was just good timing or because I was not bored with the pawn shop, but more didn't have the interest. But that's when I really started doing more with, at the time, was my Lego hobby.
Okay.
And that kind of started really ramping up because what I would do was to build up my own collection. I would find lots on Craigslist of all places back when that was still like a regular household name.
Still a big thing.
And
want to interrupt you real quick. You know where Craigslist messed up? When they started charging like $5 to post on there.
Did they start charging?
It's been years since I even checked it out, but I remember I went to go post something like to sell on there one time, and they were like, "You can post this for $5," and I was like, "What the fuck? Hey, I was gonna do that on Marketplace for free."
Yeah, exactly.
And then now Marketplace is free, and that's all whatever anybody uses. Anyway, that's where Craigslist messed up.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Learn from your mistakes, Craigslist.
Come on, Craigslist. Come on, Craig.
But yeah, so I would buy like stuff that I was looking for. I'd find on Craigslist, and I go, "Cool. Well, here's a lot of stuff that has the things I'm looking for, but I don't want this stuff." So I would essentially resell the stuff that I didn't want.
Okay.
And kind of use that to fund the habits.
Were you buying like whole sets of Lego, or like
I mean, like sometimes it was like
tubs of
like just tubs of it, absolutely, because I would need specific pieces and parts to build this or freehand that, or I wanted those minifigs, and I would sell the stuff I didn't want to essentially fund the habit. And
exactly.
I mean,
Lego addiction.
Man, it was, I'm meeting people at like parking lots at 10 o'clock at night. Like, hey, you want that Lego?
The Lego deal, dapping people up, and
right?
Yeah,
and it started snowballing, and next thing I knew, I'm like, dude, I've got a lot of Lego. I've got nowhere to put this all. Like,
where were you keeping it all? Like in your house?
I was keeping it at my house. I was keeping it, in the attic. I was keeping it at my parents' house. I was keeping it at the store. Like wherever I could find space for it.
Okay, all right.
And
things are getting out of hand with your habit here.
Yeah, and me and my dad, we were at a Bellwood flea market.
Shout out Bellwood
R.I.P.
Flea Market. I know, I missed that place. I had a lot of good memories there, honestly.
And I was doing my usual thing because I also hunted video games.
Yeah,
and
there were good times there.
That kind of stuff.
You get good deals there.
Yeah, and we found this one lady who had a huge lot of Lego, and my dad was like, hey, this lady's got some Lego, whatever, and we ended up buying it, and he was just like, hey, I know you've been getting a lot of Lego stuff going on, and my dad kind of bought and sold Lego in the past for a little while just for fun, but he was like, why don't we go bigger with this? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I've got room in my shop, and you've also got tons of inventory, And so I was like, all right, well, I was like, I can't really spend that much more time already because I had my pawn shop at the time. So I actually pushed my hours at the pawn shop. Instead of opening at 10, I opened at 12.
Okay.
And I'd take those first 2 hours and I would just be shipping out orders or processing more stuff of Lego.
Okay. Doing it all like online kind of.
Yeah, because I was at that point. There's a pretty much there's a website called Bricklink.
Okay.
Which is if you've ever seen like an auto parts store, it's just that, but for Lego online.
That's wild.
You can buy any little itty bitty piece that you need, and you can buy 500 of it.
Are you buying it directly from Lego, or are you buying it from
other people,
resellers? Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
what's it called again?
Bricklink.
Bricklink.
Yep.
All right. Bricklink.com.
Yep.
Got it.
And
not sponsored, but I would like to be.
Shout out, would love to. And it just snowballed there. And when it came time to renew all my license for the pawn shop and all that stuff, I was like, I'm done.
Really?
I'm checked out of this. Like at that point, the Lego thing was going crazy.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, at that point, like I had hired my brother
to help you with the Lego
to
stuff.
help me with the Lego thing.
Oh, wow.
So he had like his own spot at my dad's store. And he would help process orders and get shipped out.
Okay.
And we even had a small section in my dad's store where I was selling Lego out of his shop.
Just out of his shop.
Yeah.
The Lego shop.
Yeah, exactly. And my brother would help out with that.
How old was your brother at this time? How much younger is he?
He's 4 years younger than I am.
Okay.
So
I didn't expect that big of a gap, honestly.
Yeah. And crazy thing is my sister is 4 years younger than him.
No
so
kidding.
Me and her are 8 years apart.
That's a big gap. I would not expect
a whole generation thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah. Like for me, it's like my brother just turned 30.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, literally yesterday was his birthday.
He's my age. Hey, happy birthday, Josh's brother.
Yeah.
I've met your brother before. He's a cool guy.
Yeah. He was at the bachelor party.
Yep. And
the wedding too. He was my best man.
That's right. What was his name again? Sorry. Matt. That's right.
Yep.
Shout out to Matt.
But yeah, so it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not having fun with the pawn shop thing anymore, and the Lego thing is taking off. So I was like, I had to take another leap, and I shut down the other shop, and I went and rented out a warehouse. Me and my dad, because we actually ended up going in as parts.
Okay. Oh, you and your dad. Okay.
Yeah, me and my dad ended up going in partners together. And the what eventually ended up becoming the Toy Guys, which is one of the current stores.
Okay.
And we rented out a warehouse where we were solely online, and we would just process the orders there, separate stuff there, I buy collections, and then it got out to where like, oh, there's a place selling Lego over here, and people would come to our warehouse.
I was gonna say, did you have a physical like location people could buy stuff out of, or was it all online sales at that point?
We were still online only, but we did have a building, and it eventually got like where it was like in an old strip mall.
Sure.
So it wasn't like, we call it the warehouse because that's what we looked at it as, but
it wasn't like a big empty warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it used to be like a bar or something. I don't know.
See.
It was out there on it's gone now. They actually demoed the whole place years ago. It was out there on Woodman and somewhere, Laurel Park Shopping Center, but we would do a couple of local shows, like Lego shows and stuff like that, and we made some connections with some other guys that kind of dealt with it, and it just, word got around, I guess, and we started having people every once in a while showing up being like, hey, we heard you sold Lego here, and we're like, well, we sell it online and it's stored here. And it'd be like, well, what are you looking for? We can check, see if we have it, because I mean, we had, at that point, like I said, we were wrong. Like, we were buying out like Walmart clearance sections.
That's wild. And the cool thing about this too is that like you have a passion for it. Like you enjoy Legos. Yeah. Also, I like Lego. Lego fucking rules.
Yeah.
And like you had a passion for it, and it's like it just kind of snowballed into this thing that you make a living off of.
It was just a hobby, and it just grew from there. And
so cool.
Yeah, so we started having that, and like I said, a couple people would come in from time to time, and we were like, okay, well, we can. I mean, then we were like, well, if we sell it here out of the store, we don't have to pay the online fees and the shipping fees.
That's fair.
And again, it just snowballed, and next thing you knew, we converted the front half of the building into a retail shop, and we had Lego, sets and minifigs and all that, and then we got introduced to Funko.
Oh man, okay, Funko here, enter Funko.
Yeah.
So that was the Toy Guys. Kind of started as online sales only, and then people started showing up to the warehouse, which is very funny, honestly.
Yes.
And then you're just like, all right, enough people are showing up to where it makes sense to just make this a storefront. And, okay, so that's the genesis of Toy Guys. That's
pretty much the evolution of it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It wasn't planned to go that route, but
just how
it just worked out,
Sweet.
And it's
right on. So and then So enter a couple years, couple months go by, and then Funko comes along.
I'd say maybe about a year.
Okay.
After doing it like full time at that point.
All
When I'd say full time, I'm like 50, 60 hour weeks full time.
God, yeah.
Like,
which is about what you work now, right? Or
yeah, I don't think there was a short stint there where I wasn't working that much, but yeah, when I mean that much, I mean 50, 60 hours. Like we're open 6 days a week, and I'm there every hour, so like yeah, I'm used to it by now. But there's another local company that I won't name because not a fan of them now.
That's right.
Due to other stuff that happened, but regardless, they also did a lot of Lego stuff.
Okay.
And they kind of, well, I mean, let's be real. No, they introduced us to Funko, and they introduced us to some different things, which was beneficial overall. They were just shady. They did shady stuff, unfortunately, but
shady characters.
They introduced us to Funko, and I remember when we were walking through their warehouse, my dad was looking at the Funko Pops because they had shelves and shelves and shelves of this stuff. I mean, and my dad's like, huh. I'm glad we're never going to mess with that stuff. Exactly. And then, we just saw over like a course of like 4, 5, 6 months dealing with that company that like, we're like, man, they are really selling the shit out of this Funko stuff.
Right.
And I had already had some Funko that self. I mean, I'm a collector.
Okay.
So like I had Dragon Ball Z Funkos.
Okay. You were aware of them.
I was aware of them. Absolutely. Sure. I just didn't realize how big they were at the time.
They certainly were one of those things that like one person had them and then a year went by and everyone had 50 of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Proud to say, or not proud to say, but I never fell, to the Funko craze. I never fell.
Yeah.
So.
You never know.
I never know.
There's a Funko for everybody.
There's a Funko for everyone. That's true. Maybe I haven't seen the one that speaks to me.
Yeah.
You got a Darth Vader? I could use a Darth Vader.
There's tons of Darth Vader. I got you.
Yeah, I want that guy. I like Darth Vader. He's cool. Is there a Jaws? I'd like a Jaws.
They got Jaws too.
Hell yeah. All right. Maybe I need to get into Funko. Anyway.
And so we our first big like Funko buy was hitting up Barnes and Noble clearances.
Okay, because they
would clearance them out, and they would clearance them out for $2 a piece.
Okay.
And granted, it was all like the cheap junk ones. No one really wanted the less popular ones.
Sure.
But you know what? They were still worth $6, $7 online.
Yeah. It's inventory.
Exactly. And I remember there was one day, our first time we did it. And by we I mean me and my dad. Spent, I don't even know, 12, 13 hours driving all around Virginia to Barnes and Nobles, going through the clearance sections, and to say, "We'll take all of this."
Yeah,
we'll take. We had a U-Haul.
What kind of reactions? Did you had a U-Haul full of Funkos?
U-Haul full of Funkos.
Oh my god! What kind of reactions did you get when you would go to Barnes and Noble's employees and be like, "I would like all of these, please"?
Most of the time they're like, "Really?"
Yeah, they didn't believe you.
Loved it.
I'm sure they did.
Managers loved us because they're like, "Thank God we can get all this stuff out of the way and make room for new stuff."
For more books.
But it was always funny seeing different reactions from different employees, because you walk up to the register with like 3-4 boxes full, and you're like, hold on, I'll go, I got more to grab, and they're like,
I have a shopping cart back there.
Yeah,
let me just go get that. Yeah.
And we throw those up online, mostly all on eBay and stuff like that, and would just sell them there. And I mean, next thing I knew, I was like, I'm looking at the warehouse, I'm like, how did we end up with like, I don't know, 1,000 Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Like, how did
your dad's worst nightmare came true.
Yeah.
He prophesized this day would come.
And and it was just, and then we tapped into the local community who were Funko collectors, got them to find out about us, and it was just like, all right, so now half the store is Lego and the other half is Funko.
Okay. Wow.
And we just so looking back now, it's just like, geez, man,
like how did they get to
manage that?
Yeah,
just the amount of stuff.
Just as many just shelves lined with Lego and Funko. And was there anything else that you guys did? Was it Lego and Funko? That was the only two.
Those were the only two. Like, we dabbled in a couple other things like Marvel Legends, and we did video games for a while. And that was like my first little stint. Well, I don't want to say my first stint. It was my first like business stint with Pokemon cards, because we did a little bit of Pokemon out of there. This was all pre-COVID.
Okay.
This was all
man, I forgot you're not doing cards yet. That's like another mind blown. Okay. Yeah.
Like we dabbled in a little bit because I've been a Pokemon fan my whole life.
Yep.
I same thing with kind of like the Lego. Like I was collected and bought and sold collections time and time, but never really did much of it because I was like, that's my hobby.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's like the thing that brings you back to you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Real quick, too. Also, I have 2 questions for you. What do you remember your first Lego set?
My first Lego set were the OG Bionicles.
Hell yeah, I remember.
At least that's the first one I remember. At least.
Okay, all right. I don't remember.
I feel like I had like used Lego, like just a tub of Lego, like everybody did. But like the first set I remember getting new was those Bionicles tubes.
In the little tubes. That were like,
yep, exactly.
They're about like this big. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember I had a couple of those, but yeah, I don't remember my first Lego set. It had to have been. It was probably some Star Wars Lego set, honestly.
Yeah,
but
that's a fair assumption.
Definitely, mine were all hand-me-downs from my dad, though, and he had the original ones back from like the 80s, I guess.
Okay.
70s, 80s, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, that's all right. And then my other question for you was, favorite Pokemon game for the for the Game Boys. What's your favorite
Pokemon? Oh man. Are we talking like just like the early ones, like the OG? Or are we talking like up to date Pokemon games?
I guess up to date. I would say OG, but I haven't.
That's fair. OG,
yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'd say my favorite is probably Gold or Silver.
Okay. All right.
Gen 2.
Answer. All right.
I remember getting Red. When Pokemon wasn't that crazy, I played the crap out of it, but there was something about, like, with as much fun as I had with Red and Blue, getting the sequel games to like, cool, they're expanding on this thing that I love so much.
Right.
It just hit right for me.
I think wasn't Gold and Silver, that was the first one that it was like colored, right? Or no?
Yes, because first on the Game Boy Color.
Well, and the original, the red and blue, that was black and white.
Just like the Pocket, I think.
Okay.
I don't think they were out when the original. Actually, I know they weren't out for the original release. I'm pretty sure, but Pocket, we were still black and white.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Gold and Silver is probably my favorite of the OG stuff, just because, or at least the early stuff.
Yeah.
Because it just had that first like expansion on this franchise.
That makes total sense. I like that. That's fair enough. My favorite was the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald.
Yep.
It's so you're a little older than me. It's interesting that we have the generations.
Yeah.
The next generation is my favorite.
Yep.
And I'd say that like lines up pretty well.
Yep.
So there's like a 3-year difference between us. So yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I also remember getting Ruby and Sapphire. I was in middle school at the time.
Oh, that's so good.
I remember waking up early just to play a little bit of Leaf Green before I'd have to go to school.
Oh, yeah. Leaf Green was a good one, too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because, Leaf Green. And Ruby. I remember, I think I had Sapphire, because what was cool is my brother's also really big into Pokemon.
See, I missed out on that. I had a sister who, she got into Pokemon a little later, but when that one came out, it was just me.
Okay.
So I couldn't trade. I know you're going with this.
Yeah, I was just saying we would always get, but one of each of us would get each copy, so we could trade amongst each other and stuff like that.
I did have a neighbor, Nikki. Shout out Nikki, and she would always he would always trade with me. So
nice, yeah, and it's Ruby and Sapphire is also pretty good, like I said, because that was middle school for me, like late middle school. But I remember Leaf Green playing like early on, and now like I remember being so excited I found a Lotad.
Oh yeah,
I don't know why, because I like C-Dot so much better.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
But,
I like Shift Tree.
But yeah, it's those early, and then the remakes. Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah, I actually played those. I wish I had.
They're so expensive now.
That's the reason I haven't played them, because they're so expensive.
Hey, you can get it like emulators or something online.
Yep. I actually think I have an emulator on my phone. Right now. But anyway.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. I just wanted to know that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, where did we leave off? We left off. Funkos just came on to the shop, and they were selling like hotcakes.
Yeah. So we at that time it was just Lego and Funko, and it was just busy. We started. I think even actually before we even got into Funko. Yeah, actually, before going back a little bit, before we even started getting into Funko, is one of the big things that really started growing. It was we started setting up and vending at the state fair.
Oh,
Virginia State Fair.
Nice.
And we still do that to this year. Like, we had the state fair set up in about 4 weeks.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
So,
I guess you set up inside like the big tent with all the like vendors and
so
stuff,
luckily we're inside.
Okay,
we're in the big like Farm Bureau building.
Okay, cool.
So we set up there every year, and that was, I think, one of the big things that helped people start around to showing up to our warehouse, because we had our business cards that with our address, but like that was just because like, well, everyone's got to have a business card.
Yeah.
We didn't expect people were going to show up, and next thing we know, we're like, hey, we saw you at the fair. We want to come check you out.
Right.
It's like, well, we do have some Lego.
Physically, I'd like to look at some Legos.
Yeah. And we would start doing more and more, or like we did the Richmond VA Comic Con up at the Raceway.
Okay. That's so cool.
One of our first bigger Funko, because we did only Funko at those ones.
Okay.
And, we met a lot of what would end up being longtime customers, and eventually have all become like pretty much family friends of ours now.
No kidding. That's awesome.
Which is great, because some of these people, like, the Funko thing is like really died down, unfortunately, over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see a lot of those customers coming through as much. But what's cool is some of them still like pop in from time to time just to say hey,
Definitely.
or I still get invites to cookouts and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So
That's
I
really
built
cool.
like a group of friends from it too, which is nice.
That's pretty special. And I know that a lot of, Funkos at their height of their popularity, people really like got into them. Like,
Dude,
they were like I think I've seen videos of people like crying over Funko.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Dude, there was fights breaking out in malls, Hot Topics over
Yes, yeah. All the time.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, I remember when it was crazy. I remember anytime like New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, or Emerald City Comic Con. Those were the three big ones.
Okay.
And Funko always released exclusive pop at those cons.
Sweet.
But they would get shared to stores like Hot Topic, Target, stuff like that.
After the fact, I guess.
Well, like release like that Friday of the con,
okay.
they would drop at the different stores, and like in its heyday, man, like you had people getting up and getting to like malls at like 3-4 in the
Good
morning,
God. It's
waiting.
like Black Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I was up there with my buddy Luke. Shout out to Luke.
What up, Luke?
One of my groomsmen last year.
Uh-huh.
And a couple other guys, Richard, Danny, a couple other long-time customers. And we got to Chesterfield Town Center because it was only Hot Topic left.
Very funny.
And we got there probably, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Good God.
Hot Topic didn't open until like 9.
Yeah. Well,
But they have so many entrances, you didn't know which one they were going to open. So there was always like, do we go in through the food court? Do we go in through the Five Guys entrance?
having to dodge security officers.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, that specific morning, I forget what year it was. I could tell you what it had been 2020.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it was a COVID era. It was lower production pop.
Weird time.
Yeah, it's so weird to think that was like 5 years ago now.
It's nuts.
And I was like, they had some really good, like they had the first well, no, it wasn't the first one, but it was like the first cool Super Saiyan God Goku pop.
Hell yeah.
And it was like a really cool Bakugo pop
Big
from
blue
My
hair.
Hero.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not missing these, because at that time, like if it sold out, you had to pay like triple like retail, if not more, to get it.
Because they were done making them, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we were up there waiting outside, and I noticed that one of the employee entrance stores was open. I was like, guys,
Look,
the door's open over there. And they're
nudge.
like, well, I guess I was like, we can definitely go in through the employee entrance
100%.
into the mall. And if we didn't do it,
Did you really? It worked?
absolutely. We went through there, and the way the Hot Topic was set up, there's like this little blind spot that like a security guard had to have walked right in front of the store to see us.
Yeah.
Damn if we didn't stay in that little cubby for like
really?
3 hours.
No kidding. You were sneaking around, dodging security guards.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
And it was-
I was just joking.
It was great too, because there was this one guy that nobody liked in the Funko community. He was like the, like, lack of better term, like this. He was just a scalper.
Okay.
Yeah. He would go and buy out, the 2-3 pop that he can and sell it for 3-4 times whatever. And I remember specifically, we were hidden away in the cubby hole, and we hear some footsteps coming from the opposite way. So we're like, and next thing we hear is, oh, cool, yeah, we're first here, we're first in line.
Oh, it's other people?
Yes, it was other people, and it was this specific dude, and he like comes in, like turn around the corner, and he sees us. He goes, how the hell did y'all get here? It's like, dude, we've been here like 2 hours, and
Yeah.
and he started getting loud. We're like, shut up, man. So that's just a funny story, because it's just like, I'm usually never the guy to get up that early, but I was not missing that one.
Yeah.
And it was just like sneak in through the entrance and like hide in this like
Had it all set up. You're good to go.
corner. Yeah, it was great. It was funny, but
That's awesome.
yeah, that's how crazy it was though when Funko was in its height. That it was just like bots would buy out any online stuff, so you had no chance.
That's annoying. I hate that so much.
But I also like ended up falling victim to most what happens to most Funko collectors, and you just run out of space.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I think it's at my height, I had probably close to 400 pop in my
Oh
collection.
my god, it's like your personal
My
collection,
personal
not
collection,
what you
yeah.
were selling. Oh,
Correct.
man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
And
wow.
and I mean, it's easy because, like, I see so much stuff through, like, because, I mean, we would buy
Oh, yeah, true.
so many
I guess in your line of work, you would have, like, your pick of the litter.
in a sense, yeah. Like, I've always been the type where I'm like, I got to make sure I have good stuff for customers.
Okay.
But, you know, I'd always have to, like, pick one or two things here
Yeah,
and there
yeah, for you.
that I want.
For the most part, does, like, when cool stuff comes in, is it, like, the shop comes first, or?
Most of the time, that's how I like to look at it,
Okay.
because if you don't have the good stuff, people aren't going to come to
Yeah,
you.
that's a good point. You do make
And
money off of it.
My general rule of thumb, and I tell all my employees this, I'm like, you know, it's fun working here. It's great that we get to see a bunch of cool stuff, but it has to be on the floor for a week.
Okay.
Unless we have, like, if we already have like 3 or 4 of it, have at it.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
like, when you get the cool stuff, like, you know, I have to fight the urge to want to keep it myself.
Okay.
And like, the employees want to buy up stuff, which is fine. I mean, they always get first shots at a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, when that cool rare piece that you've never had, and I'm like, we got to put on the floor.
You
first.
do have rules.
Let someone else, you know.
You got, like,
'Cause
rules.
we'll more.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure something
But-
else will come in.
Yeah, but there. I
Unless
mean,
it's like a one of one, like the
yeah,
one. What is that? Post Malone one.
yeah, the one ring from
for like
the
$1 million.
Magic.
I heard he plays with that. I heard that he doesn't like keep that in his sleeve. I heard he just plays with it.
So that actually got the guy who actually pulled that card.
Uh-huh.
He actually sent it off to get graded.
What do you mean?
So when it comes to trading cards, well, really any cards,
Mm-hmm.
there are companies that will actually like grade them, put them in like plastic holders, and be
Right.
like, "Oh, it's a 9 out of 10
Okay.
or an 8 out of 10." So the guy who pulled it actually sent it off to PSA, which is the big grading company, and got it graded.
Okay.
And I don't even. I mean, it came out. I'm pretty sure it came out of PSA 9. A 10 is a perfect card.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and being a 1 of 1 and a 9, I can imagine. I forget what it was. He'd be like $1 million or something.
Yeah.
So
It was some. I think it was $1 million. He paid
yeah.
for it.
So I'm just like, lucky guy. I'd
Yeah.
be more happy to meet Posty myself.
Honestly, that would be great. I'd
I'm
like to meet
just get
Posty.
the $1 million, just the bonus.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, I would love to meet Posty. If he wants to come on the show, I mean,
mean,
by all means.
Hey,
just kidding.
reach
Well, not
out
kidding, but yeah, that'd be great.
if you find this.
I doubt it will happen, but it would be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, when you blow up and become big.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get Posty on here
Yeah,
for sure.
Here we go. Just make sure you invite me that day too.
I will. That's why I started this. This is actually all just to meet Post Malone.
Uh-huh.
So, but
yeah, so in the heyday, dude, like we were buying collections left and right. I mean, we would buy thousands of pop a week just
Oh
to
my
keep up
God.
with demand between online and in store. It was just
so you were buying thousands a week, but you're also selling thousands.
yeah,
a week.
we were also you know,
That's crazy.
because at that point I had actually hired my sister as well, so I had
Okay.
my brother and my sister working full time at the warehouse
Nice.
with me.
Your minions.
Yeah, exactly. And to this day, they still work full time
No
at,
kidding.
at
Okay.
one of the stores. And yeah, it just snowballed, and you know, eventually they sold the building, or the whole strip mall actually, that we had our store / warehouse in. And so we ended up moving out to where one of the stores is now, out in Willow Lawn.
Okay.
It was a smaller area, which at the time was like,
Kinda
this
hurt
is
your-
gonna suck, because you know, we're going from, I think we pretty much lost like maybe 50% of our square footage.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but
Whoa.
the whole idea was eventually to get a separate warehouse
Okay.
to
Like
run the whole online operation out of, and sorting and all that.
at like a different site.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then that way you could like stock your stores
Exactly,
and also
yeah.
stock the online sales and all that.
You know,
Okay.
5 years later, it still hasn't worked out, unfortunately.
Well, you know, hey, if you don't need a storage space right now,
But you know, we
also the economy. In this economy,
yeah, right, yeah, yeah. Which COVID, like, I hate to say it, COVID was great to us.
I can imagine.
I
It
mean,
was-
like all online, you know, businesses during COVID, dude. Like,
for sure.
that was one of those times where, like, I remember specifically, I don't know if I still have the video, but like, I have a video of, like, I don't know, like a random Tuesday or something. Like, I actually had my parents and my siblings and myself were all just packing orders.
Oh man,
all day.
just sitting cross-legged on the floor, just putting
Yeah,
stuff in
just-
boxes, shipping it off.
Just yeah, we had like an assembly
Assembly.
line.
Yeah.
That's because we had like the whole, like, all the shelves full of inventory, and you know, you had your wrapping station and boxing station, you know, the label station. I mean,
Yeah.
we had like we had to like put in like a pickup request order with the USPS
because you had so much stuff.
So much stuff. They had to like bring like their big trucks out just to haul it all.
So business was booming, and
at that time,
during
dude,
COVID
it was
times.
crazy. I mean, not only was a lot of stuff selling, but so much more stuff was selling for so much more.
Really? Everybody had more money.
Well, that's the thing,
you know.
Too. Yeah, I mean, between the stimulus checks and not spending money on, gas and frivolous things, we were stuck at home.
It was really nice, actually.
Dude. That was some of the best driving. I think
it was great.
There was no traffic.
Yeah.
But and we would just we would throw stuff up for auction and stuff would sell for and at the time I was like, this makes no sense to me.
Yeah, how is this working?
Selling for so much more.
Would you just put things up on eBay and just kind of sell them that way?
Yeah,
or
that's mostly how most of our stuff was.
That's
eBay.
all that. Okay, wow.
We would do buy it nows, and we would do auctions and just
cool.
let it go for what it goes. And
did you have an online storefront too? Like, do you have a website or just all eBay?
It was all eBay. Because
well, hey, you don't need a storefront. Then why pay for one?
Yeah, it was one of those things and to this day we still don't have our own website because necessarily don't need it, but it was one of those things where it's like, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, because I mean, I'll look at our numbers, and see how much we pay in fees every month to eBay, because eBay takes like 13% off the top.
That's a fuck ton.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Excuse my French, but damn.
It's a lot. But when you look at the cost of building a website, maintaining a website, and just keeping it going, when you look at eBay and go, cool, I can just post this up, and this gets put in front of millions of people's eyes, and I don't have to do anything but put it up.
Yep.
That 13% ain't that bad.
That
makes
total sense. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. No, I don't like paying 13%.
Right. But versus paying, say, whatever the equivalent.
Yeah, exactly.
To have your own website.
How much is just the advertisement budget you would need. And there are, obviously, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of ways. People have proven that you can do it for much cheaper.
Definitely, sure.
But I don't have the knowledge to do a website.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm a tech guy.
And plus, you can just I think your store has social media, so
we've got
social media is just a website basically for free.
Exactly. And we're the type where we still sell a lot of stuff out of our stores. We don't do as much with online anymore.
Oh, really?
We still do. We still sell on eBay. But, Funko is just slow in general.
Yeah.
At the other store, which I'm sure we'll get into, I don't do any of that online. It's all purely in store.
No kidding.
Because one, I just don't have the manpower
to
do it. But honestly, it's like we sell enough out of the store to where instead of paying that 13% online, I can just offer more to people when they bring me stuff. I can just offer them more because I don't have to pay that fee online.
That makes total sense. Also, with your other, I don't want to give it away, but with your other store, the things that you're selling there, I feel like there's a lot of, I feel like it's, with online sales, I feel like that'd be easily scammable. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So to avoid that in person, good call.
Absolutely.
Smart man. There's a reason.
I learned from experience.
Yes, I bet. I'm sure. There's a reason you're in charge over there.
Right. But yeah, so I mean, they're I don't Funko Pop, if it's over $120, I don't even list it online.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, so even Funko Pop you would still do in person.
A combination of, USPS. I've sent a great example. There was, I forget which year, it was a New York Comic-Con exclusive. I'm not sure how familiar you are with One Piece.
A little.
But there's a character, Brook.
Okay.
And it was his. It's okay.
I know Luffy.
I know so many things about One Piece, but I've only watched 20 episodes. But it's just because I'm in the. That's just my world, I'm in that pop culture world. So
I have Luffy's Bento Panic. I've never seen the show, but I have a board game from it. I won that at PAX last year. I won that.
Oh, shit, you went to PAX?
Yeah, I'm gonna go this year too.
Nice. I want to go eventually.
Yeah, I'd like to go to PAX East one year, but we went to PAX Unplugged, which is just the board game part of things. So, but it was sick.
Board games. I need to get back into that.
You would enjoy it. Yeah, definitely.
We should do that.
Let's do that. You would enjoy PAX Unplugged though.
I bet.
I mean, fun cards. Yeah. I know you don't do it, but what's the Magic cards?
Magic,
yeah, I know you don't do those, but Magic cards, So, but anywho, back to you.
But trying to remember where I was. I lost where I was at now.
Funko Online.
So Brooke. That's right, the pop. So it was the only pop at that time. It was at New York. I'm pretty sure it was 2019, New York Comic Con 2019.
Okay.
Because I remember that was early COVID, obviously, so a lot of those pop became really expensive. And I think at the time, that pop was like $300. And we sold it online. Ooh, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
And so something like that expensive, we put it in a hard case. Funko made these specific hard stacks. And we wrap it in bubble wrap and put them.
So it didn't get damaged.
Yeah, so it didn't get damaged. I'll get this, it shows up. My customer gets it. They email me and they go, "Hey, so the Brook Pop came in. We appreciate, you putting in the hard stack and bubble wrapping it, but no amount of bubble wrap could save what happened to this pop."
Oh no.
I was like, why this one?
It got squashed.
So they sent me pictures, and I swear to God, it had to have gotten run over.
Really?
Because
it really got squashed.
The hard stack, the plastic hard stack it was in was shattered.
Dang, that's crazy.
Not like cracked, it was shattered.
That's nuts. Was there any explanation for what happened to it, or no?
USPS just said, "Oh no, something happened."
They don't care.
No. So of course, I'm like, "Well, send it back. I'll give you the full refund." I had to eat it. Luckily the pop itself didn't get broken, so I was like, "Well, I can still sell it out of box."
Okay. Oh, I see.
Because I guess between all of the bubble wrap, the plastic container, and the actual cardboard box and plastic shell it was in, everything did its job. It saved the pop, but the box was destroyed.
Right.
So I was like, well, I can at least still sell it out of box. Like, I'll lose value on it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of threw it on a shelf and forgot about it. It was just like, I was so annoyed because on top of that too, I had insurance, but USPS was just like, no.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, but I have proof of this. So it was the whole thing. I've yet to buy insurance to this. Yeah. So I threw it on a shelf, forgot about it. I was so annoyed and disgusted with it. And I don't know. It was still sitting on that shelf 7 months later and had doubled in price.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, I could sell it now without the box for the cost of what it was when I originally sold it. It kind of worked out, but
it kind of worked out. Yeah. Just took a little longer.
Yeah. And then also there was so many fake pops out at that time of expensive pop.
They make fake pops? I didn't know.
Absolutely.
Counterfeit. Okay.
Yep. And there's always signs to look out for.
Yeah.
But one of the common things was someone would buy an expensive pop that they had a fake of. They'd buy it off of eBay, and they go, "Hey, eBay, they sent me a fake pop. This isn't what I ordered, blah, blah, blah." eBay would side with them because, hey, you sent them a fake pop. They care more about their buyers than they do the people who sell on their platforms.
Which is really pretty dumb.
And they send the fake back to us. We have to completely refund them their money, and they keep the real pop.
What? That's wild. So you're stuck with a fake Funko Pop.
And I'm out the original one.
Yeah, that blows.
Yeah, so anything
and you
high
can't sell the fake. You can't sell the fake one. That's your reputation.
Yep.
That sucks.
So anything high end or expensive, we don't even sell online anymore for that. It sits around a little bit longer in the store, but that just means I have cooler stuff at the store.
That's a good point.
And when we go to cons and do stuff like that,
nice.
They sell there. Like when we step at Galaxy Con. So I haven't been to any of
that. In the store.
Exactly. That's the. I don't want to say one of the cons, but it's kind of a con. When you have the brick and mortar store is
being the guy
have people there.
Yeah, being the guy in charge.
Exactly. So it's tough. Like for instance, the State Fair. State Fair is 10 days long.
Mm-hmm. Good God, I didn't know that.
Yes. It's 10 days long, and we have 4 days to set up. We have 4 booths at that. So we have a 10 by 40 booth.
What? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see. All in a row. I thought you meant in different areas.
No.
Okay,
4 all in a row. So it's one huge, we have half an island pretty much.
Okay.
And we have to shut the toy store down because I just don't have the bodies to run.
So you just closed for that week.
All of our stores, because my parents even work at the State Fair too.
Really? Okay. They help
So between the 3 stores and the fair, I just don't have the bodies to do that. So we shut the toy store down and just do that.
Dang,
so
that's crazy.
So it's stuff. I actually this year went to, it was just last month, I actually went to Richmond Collecticon, which is a big card show.
Never heard of that. That sounds cool.
I went there because tables sold out before. They sold out in 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even get a table there this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
But I actually went Sunday as not working. And it was a great
you
feeling.
went as a visitor.
As just
you were closed.
Yeah, so it's the first time I've gone to a con or a show or something and not have to where I picked up stuff for myself.
That's
for
awesome.
my own collection.
That's a good feeling.
It was great. It was
good. That's why I say you would really enjoy PAX.
Yeah.
Hey, I have to pee really bad. Do you mind if we take a quick break?
Yeah, sure, man.
Sweet. All right, folks. Well, we will be right back. Hey, pardon the interruption. I wanted to take a second to thank our first sponsor, BetterHelp. Let's be real, work can be a lot. Whether it's that one coworker who emails you like it's a legal battle, a boss who thinks urgent means right now, or just the quiet dread of another Monday. Sometimes you need more than venting to your work friends. That's where BetterHelp comes in. It's therapy, but online. It's flexible and built around your schedule. You can chat with licensed therapists by text, phone, or video. There's no waiting rooms, no commute, no awkward small talk with strangers in scrubs. It's not too weird. Your mental health matters, and not just when you're in full meltdown mode. Even a little support can go a long way in helping you feel more grounded, more focused, and honestly just more you, more human, want to feel like a person again. So I've used BetterHelp. It's great. I like it personally. I can vouch for it. So if you've been thinking about therapy, check out betterhelp.com/workfriends. You'll get 10% off your first month just for trying it out, just for being part of the crew. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/workfriends with an S. Workfriends. Take care of your mind. Work will be there tomorrow. Hello, it's me, your friend, Tyler. Just wanted to say, this episode is sponsored by The Card Guys, Richmond's go-to shop for Pokemon and sports cards. Whether you're hunting Charizards, chasing rookie cards, or ripping packs for the thrill, The Card Guys have the singles, sealed boxes, and live breaks you want. You can find them at 4915 West Broad Street, Richmond, Virginia 23230. They are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and also Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they're closed on Sundays. You can follow them on Instagram at _card_guys with an S. So that's THE_CARD_GUYSS_ to see new arrivals, live breaks, and events. That's The Card Guys, where Pokemon trainers and sports fans score big. Cool. Thank you. Back to the show. And we are back, and I'm out of pee. Okay, when we left off, we had just finished talking about getting scammed with Funkos and things online. Yep. Did you ever get scammed out of any Legos? Or that was pretty straightforward, I feel like. You don't really get too many counterfeit Legos.
I mean, that stuff was pretty straightforward. I mean, they do make fake ones, but they're pretty easy to tell.
Yeah.
Most of that stuff, like, we would have issues with would be, like, people being so picky. Like, like this minifig has like slight paint wear on the torso. Even though we're up front, we show pictures and point out any kind of imperfections. There's just sometimes people just don't read.
People either don't read.
Which I get. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've done it before too, where I miss something, but I don't like do like what some of these people do and make it a whole thing and demand their money back. I'm just like, oh, that's on me. I should have just
make it like it's your fault.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that stuff's usually pretty straightforward. Usually no issues there.
I wouldn't think so.
There have been times where I have bought sets like on clearance and stuff from like Walmart's, Targets, whatever. And people will buy a Lego set, take it home, open it up, take the Lego out, refill it with other stuff, and return it.
For real?
Absolutely.
That's a lot of work for Legos. I mean, I guess I get it.
I've bought sets before from Walmart, Target, open them up, and it's like there's a bag of pasta in here.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. That's not even, I was thinking like Legos.
No, it's not even Legos.
Not even
like,
Legos.
It's other stuff.
Random crap. Okay.
Yes. Like I found, I couldn't even tell you what like Hot Wheels cars, like open Hot Wheels cars.
No kidding.
Bags of like uncooked pasta.
That's wild.
Easter eggs full of rocks. Like it's whatever just to make it feel like it's heavy. So when they go to return it, they're like, oh, like it's fine.
Sounds like Legos. Feels like Legos. Yeah. Probably Legos.
And I've found other bags of Legos in those boxes, so it still sounds right, but it's just like, here's just a bag of yellow bricks.
Yeah, this isn't right. Hold on a minute.
Or sometimes people will do it, they'll put the bags back in, but they pull the minifigs out.
Oh, okay. Because the minifigs, they're like the rare ones.
Those can have real value.
Yeah, those
so
can be worse stuff.
People buy that, pull the minifigs out, return it, just keep the minifigs. So that's about as scammy as I've seen,
Huh. I wonder if I've got any minifigs from back in the day that are worth anything. I remember when minifigs were yellow.
Oh
They
yeah.
were still yellow.
Yep.
And I probably have a bunch of those. Now they're all like actually like skin toned.
Right. You
Yeah,
never know. There's some yellow, like early
Star Wars.
yellow skin Star Wars ones that can be pricey.
I had a lot of those. I had a lot of Star Wars stuff. A lot of Star Wars stuff actually growing up. Tons. That was all I cared about, really.
Yeah.
Up till I was about way too old, like 20. It's probably where I stopped caring. Whatever.
That's the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. When the sequel trilogy came out, that's when I stopped caring. Honestly, that's pretty accurate. But anywho, so the Funko store was going well. The Lego store was going well.
Yep. We ended up having to move to the current location, and right, like I said, right outside of Willow Lawn. I mean, literally, we're right across from the Krispy Kreme. Everyone knows where Krispy Kreme is.
Everyone knows where Krispy. Yeah.
And
Krispy Kreme on Willow Lawn.
That was like our first like real like store. Like the other place, like I said, was like in a shopping mall that we just used as a warehouse. It was like a front converted. This was actually like an actual brick and mortar like retail store.
Come in. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. And this is still the Toy Guys, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. And we did that. You know, been doing that for a while, and we've dabbled in some other things. That's when I really started doing more and more with Pokemon cards.
Okay.
Like more serious was maybe, I don't know, a year after COVID, because I sold a soap, dude. To this day, I still get sick thinking about it. Like right before COVID took off, obviously, like everything took off. Pokemon was one of those things, and I remember selling a bunch of these packs. It was as a set called XY Evolutions.
Okay.
And it was pretty much like a reprint / celebrations of the original base set. They just did the same artwork and everything. It was just for 2016.
Okay.
And no one wanted those packs.
Really?
No one wanted. Like those things, like if you could sell them for $3 a pack, you were feeling good.
Really?
Like,
I wonder why that is.
Well, at that time, Pokemon just wasn't popular.
Okay.
It wasn't like, and
it was no Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby, I'll tell you that.
Right. And I remember having a bunch of, I bought these boxes of cards like on clearance at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find that as a common thing is clearance.
Clearance
hunting was a big thing. And I don't do it much anymore because, again, don't have the time. But that's how, at that time, unpopular Pokemon was, or not as popular, as they would clearance out old box sets of like 4 or 5 pack box sets because, you know, they just had so many.
Yeah.
So I bought out a bunch of them because it was like $5 for this box, and it had 5 packs. And I go,
pretty good deal.
That's only $1 a pack. I can make money. So
yeah, literally, if nothing else, that's just inventory for your shelves.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like at that time, we weren't really doing it too much.
Yeah.
Because what had happened was I was just like, because I was like, dude, it's $5 for Pokemon cards. Who's not, you know?
True. Pokemon cards.
But, you know, I ended up selling them all to one guy. He was like, look, and at this point I had them for like 3, 4, 5 months. And I was just like, you know, all right, we need to turn these, we need to move these, make space for new stuff, get our money back kind of thing. So a guy, you know, I posted them up on Facebook Marketplace, and a guy came in and he's like, look, if I buy all these packs, can you do me a better deal? I was like, absolutely. Made him a deal. I sold them all. I think I sold all the Evolutions packs for like, I don't know, like $2.50 a pack.
Pretty good.
To this day, right now, they're $45 a pack.
Oh,
I don't know, 100 of them. And that's just that one set. Some of the other sets in there, I'm like, I don't want to look back.
Don't even want to talk about
and
it.
see what those are, because like some of those packs are probably $70, $80 now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I still made money at that time, so it is what it is. But I'm just like, oof.
If you look at it at like percentages, you made like what, 150% profit?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. I mentioned Star Wars earlier. Growing up, that was always a big thing of mine. And my dad, he was also a big Star Wars fan growing up.
Okay.
So he gave me a bunch of like action figures from like the original
70s?
Yeah, from the 70s and early 80s. He gave me a bunch of those, and when I was growing up, I was pretty rough on them, but for the most part, I still took good care of them. I had a Darth Vader action figure that last time I looked at it, it was worth like, I want to say like 70 or 80 grand, and that's in mint condition. Of course. With, you know, it's got the cape.
Still on the card.
Yeah, it's got the cape.
That's the one with the lightsaber came out of his hand.
That's the one. Yeah, that's exactly the one.
Yep.
I had one of those, and I think it was my dog or my dad's dog. I don't remember who it was. Someone's dog chewed the head off of Darth Vader. And then we super glued it back on, and I played with him for years to come. But
and that's the point.
When I was in like college, maybe a little after college, I looked up, I saw like an article or something that was like Darth Vader action figure sells for 80 grand, and it was the exact one that I had, except mine has super glue around the neck and no cape, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but it hurts.
Yeah.
All that to say, I feel your pain a little bit.
Yeah, and but that happens with so much stuff nowadays too.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's like the way I look at it is like, you know what, I still made money on it, and that helped me get to the next stage. So,
Exactly. That was, like you said, a stepping stone for the next stage. So,
and
that was your first foray into cards,
right? And so when we moved to the new spot, we've been there now, I think 5 years, coming up on 5 years now, maybe.
Wow, that's awesome.
I think at this spot,
and
like I said, we dabbled in some other stuff, but that's where I started doing more and more with Pokemon at that time, a little after COVID, because I just got back into the games more, and this was also what I was mentioning earlier about, like, there was a rough patch with the past relationship. I had finally kind of gotten over that whole
that's good
thing, so I kind of like went back to doing stuff that I really enjoyed, and that was dealing with Pokemon cards, and I've been dealing with it since.
Yeah.
I had one little case. I don't want to say little case comparatively, but I had one like standard showcase that I had cards out of,
like a glass case.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, and a couple of binders, and at that time I was selling a lot of cards on eBay because I didn't have the clientele coming in the toy store looking for Pokemon cards.
That's not what they were looking for.
Exactly. And so I was like, well, I just bought another, 80 cards today. Gotta start getting these things listed on eBay. God, I hated it.
Just having to like take a picture of each card, load it on there.
What it is, like, I don't mind listing them. I can't stand taking the pictures. That's the one thing I dreaded, was taking damn pictures.
It's very tedious. It's very tedious, though.
Tedious. It's and it's so much easier now. Like I'll just take a picture on the phone and upload it right to the eBay app.
That's a good point.
To go.
True.
But I was still running the store at that time, so I was still doing stuff while trying to get that. So I don't know.
True. Well, also 5-6 years ago, I don't know if it was just as easy as take a picture, upload it.
True.
Maybe it was, but
yeah,
probably some hurdles and probably wasn't as fast and all that. 5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
We take technological changes, I think, for granted.
You're not wrong, though. For real.
We don't even notice
what we take now is so simple and easy. It's like it wasn't like that.
No, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, nuts.
Yep.
But
it kind of just was another revenue stream, if you will. Dealing with that. So
cool. That was the cards out of the Toy Guys.
Yes,
right?
that was when we had our cards down there, just because
nice.
It was something I was doing and I brought to the table, and yeah.
Cool. So after the card thing kind of took off at Toy Guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have another storefront though called
the Card Guys.
All right, there it is. We got there.
It ended up becoming so much that I was just like, I don't know, I don't have enough space here.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have the time and manpower to. So
you mean you mean selling cards out of the Toy Guys,
the toy shop? Yep.
It became a lot.
Absolutely, because I was just buying more and more. Like, people knew I had cards there, but more people were looking to sell. So
people will come into you trying to sell you cards.
Sell stuff, absolutely. And I'm the type of person where I'm like, I don't really say no to much stuff, because I'm like, that's just more inventory. Why say no to it?
Fair enough, yeah.
And
especially if you can get good prices on it.
Yeah. And I'm always upfront with that stuff, and I go, hey, look, I can only do X amount because it's only worth X amount, and I've got 13 of it in stock.
Makes sense.
So it eventually. Probably after a year or two of doing that, the building or the unit at the end of our building went up for rent. And I was like, hey, Dad. Because at this point, he was doing cards at his store as well. Stuff.
He's doing sports cards.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So I was like, hey, look, this unit just opened up down here at the end. I've been bitching and moaning I need more space for card stuff.
Right.
I was like, let's do it again. Let's go in. We'll become partners. We'll open a card store.
Makes sense to me.
Let's do it.
Why not?
And we opened up the card store. And we've been there now we opened January of 24.
Almost 2 years.
A little over a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And we, like I said, we opened up January of last year, and it was great. I was able to fill up my half of the store because he does sports, like more modern sports, and his half, and stuff of that. And it's been great. It's been fun. And I was doing it for about 6-7 months. I had a friend Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Michelle.
Shout out Michelle.
And she would at the time she was working at GameStop.
Okay.
And she's a Pokemon collector as well. And I was just like, hey, you like organizing things. I need some help organizing
Please.
things. And so she helped me early on. And she would actually come at the shop 2 days a week and help out. You know, like I said, she was a manager at GameStop at the time. So she knew, you know,
knew how to deal with people.
Yeah, retail, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Sure.
And so we did our thing. And November of last year is when everything changed. When the Fire Nation attacked.
The Fire Nation attacked. Oh, no.
I don't know just if the planets aligned or if Pokemon themselves forced this, but the hobby just blew up.
Hell yeah.
This
Okay.
past November. Like,
so the timing worked out, too, where you just started a card shop and then Pokemon.
Yeah, I'd been there a good solid 6-7 months, so I was able to kind of, like, get my footing, feel it out, get systems in place, kind of just, you know, get a feel for having, like, don't get me wrong, like a card shop and a toy shop, they're not that much different, but they're also completely different.
Sure thing, yeah.
You know, running a store, you know, so, and it was a good time because it gave me enough time to get my footing, get everything figured out, and then when it hit, it hit.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, literally like in the week span, like it just increased who knows how much.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder, like, what was the catalyst for that? I'm trying,
you know, I
Pokemon Go had been out.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a new game that just came out or something?
I mean, not at that time. Scarlet and Violet era had already been out for a year at that point.
Sword and Shield had been out for a while.
Yeah, Sword and Shield had already been out for a while.
And people weren't a big fan of that one, I don't think. I don't know, maybe they were. I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoy all the Pokemon games.
Okay, good.
Like, don't get me wrong, we all have like their issues. But,
Sure.
Like, dude, it's Pokemon.
End of the day, it's still a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Bring me back.
Yeah. But they came out with the set in November called Surging Sparks.
Okay.
And the big hit was like this like super high detailed like what we call like special illustration rare Pikachu. And it's Pikachu,
right
you know.
Everybody knows Pikachu.
And it caught on fire. I don't know if it was a combination of that and the holiday season, because like I said, it was in November.
Okay.
And,
November 24th.
And then there was a shortage on that specific set. Like Pokemon just wasn't able to make enough in time or something. I don't know. So supply and demand kicked in, and it hasn't stopped.
It just has not.
And they just keep pumping out sets after set after set, and they hit every time.
Yeah.
Like, we have a point.
Everybody, you mean when everyone buys them up and then they're hard to find?
Yeah.
So popularity goes up.
I mean, you can't find Pokemon in Target and Walmarts anymore.
No kidding.
Because it's gotten to a point where it's so popular that unfortunately, like, scalpers start getting involved. And buying out stuff.
I hate those guys.
You know, yeah. But so, you know, what I mean, it's the point now where, like, you know, we're a little mom and pop shop, as I consider us. Like, we're nothing crazy.
For sure.
But release days, when new sets come out, I get people lining up at 5 o'clock outside my door.
Oh my gosh.
I don't open till 10.
I was going to ask, are those big days for you? Like, do you ever do like special events where?
So we don't now, unfortunately. We plan to. We don't have the space in our current store. It's just not a very big store, unfortunately.
To do like launch days and things.
Yeah.
Like that.
So like we still like do like when the new sets come out, like we have plenty of stuff. But you know, I never would have thought that I'd end up having a store where people are lining up at 5:30 in the morning.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty wild.
I mean, I have a video from 2 sets ago where there was 55 people in line when I opened.
God, Josh,
it ran the side of my building all the way through my parking lot and into the parking lot behind us.
Brother, that is insane.
That blew my mind, dude. I was like, This happens at GameStop. This doesn't happen
at your store. Like, yeah, and it's a good sign of success, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying not to toot my own horn, but you know, it's one of those like. But no, it's fun though. It's generally fun because, you know, it's a combination of like people our age, but also like younger kids getting into the hobby,
which is really cool
always fun to see. Like, for instance, today I had a kid come in today and opened his first Pokemon pack ever today at the store.
At the store, like, right there with you guys.
Where else do you hear about that?
Yeah.
And like, how exciting is that? It's like, I saw the start of this kid's Pokemon journey.
Right. That could be like a lifelong hobby, lifelong obsession. I mean, even.
Yeah. So it's It's really fun, and don't get me wrong, like Legos is great. I still love Legos,
Of course.
but it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I mean, I've got Pokemon tattoos. I don't
That
have Lego
rules.
tattoos.
I'm
yet,
really
at least.
envious of you because truly, like, you're kind of living my dream. Like, I would love to deal with Legos and Pokemon all day. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it's, they have that, that saying that, do what you love, you'll never work, a day in your life.
Sure.
And it's partially true.
Yeah,
like,
I believe it.
It still works. Don't get me wrong. I'm still putting in like 55, 60-hour weeks.
Yeah, you're
like,
working hard at
my
it,
brother
but-
and sister mostly run the toy shop now. I don't really do too much down there currently because, again, the card store is just so busy.
Popping off.
Like, I actually I wanted to. It worked out, but Michelle actually brought her on. She's a full-time store manager for me now.
No kidding.
At the card shop because I can't keep up on myself.
Yeah, she's
And
working
I've
there
got-
5 days a week.
She's there. Yeah, she's there 5 days a week.
That's
now.
awesome.
Had to give her some time off.
Okay,
today.
yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, she's great. She's that, like, letting go sometimes can be tough. Letting someone else take care of your baby.
Right, trusting someone else with your business is that's a big step.
100% trust. Like, I know, like, because now that I have her, I feel comfortable being like, cool, hey, I need to go drive to Tennessee to go pick up this huge collection. And I know, hey, she can open up and close and the place isn't going to burn down.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's great having her. And I've got a couple of part-time people as well. So because, like I said, dude, it's insane how crazy it's gotten. Like,
yeah, you told me today that you didn't have a chance. I think I already said this. Yeah, you didn't have a chance to eat lunch today.
Yeah, it was just, and unfortunately, that's not a common thing.
Yeah, wow.
Like,
you regularly don't get.
I'm eating lunch by 3:00. It's a good day.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
You regularly. I know. I had Emma, your wife, on here last week.
Yep.
I know you regularly don't get home till 7:30 at night sometimes. Like it's later than that sometimes. Like it's.
Yep.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it can be hard, but definitely it's a good sign, I think. And
exactly,
it sounds like things are going well. It sounds like you're successful, which is awesome. And it's, I mean, you're living out the dream. That's so cool.
It's fun though. That's the most important thing.
I'm happy for
fun.
That does matter.
I can do something with the hobby.
Yep, that does matter. You turned your hobby into a way to make a living, which is really, really cool. I do have some other questions for you. So,
yes, absolutely.
What would you say is the most expensive or rare card that you've seen come into your shop? Oh, and also one more thing too, I want to clarify. So you do, your dad does the sports cards, and then you do more Pokemon and any other cards, or?
Not really. We started like getting One Piece and Magic from our distributor.
Okay.
But like we don't do anything with singles. We just get like booster boxes and stuff like that because one, I don't know anything about those games. Two, I just don't have the space to put them out.
Fair enough. Yeah, you have to get another
right now.
Ooh, teaser! Have to get a third storefront just for Magic cards. You could
no kidding.
probably do that, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, then
let's see. Most expensive card that's come in.
Yeah, that you've seen.
Most expensive card. I would say one of the, at least the biggest ones, because I'm trying to remember if there's, but there's a card. It's commonly within the community known as the Lovebirds card.
Okay.
Which is weird because the two Pokemon on that are canonically siblings. It's weird to call them the Lovebirds.
Yeah.
But it's Latios.
Oh, okay.
Alt art. Currently,
from my favorite Pokemon gen.
That's true.
By the way,
there you go. It's currently raw condition. That's what I mean by like just like in the sleeve, not in a plastic graded holder or anything.
Okay.
It's currently worth, I think, $2,400.
Not graded.
Correct.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's,
oh my god.
In the PSA 10, it's just stupid. It's like $8-9 grand.
That's insane.
Yeah, if not more by now. But I have had one of those come in. We did work out a deal at the time. This was a couple months ago before I got that high. At least.
Okay.
I still regret selling that card. I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep it. I was like, when am I going to see another one of these? I'm like, we'll get another one. And now it's like doubled in price.
Haven't yet. Oh man,
so,
tough break.
I've had Shadowless Charizards come through. I think we had a PSA 8 Shadowless Charizard come through, and that bitch is probably worth like $8.
Oh my god, $8-9 grand?
Yeah.
That's insane. It's a card. That's wild that they can cost so much.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
I mean, I'm sure that your dad has probably seen some insane cards too.
Oh yeah,
sports cards.
Sports World. Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Sports cards go through the roof.
He's speaking gibberish to me. He could go, oh yeah, we just got the, blah, 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 and a PSA 3, whatever. And I'm like, who?
Yeah. Oh, who is that? What now?
I will say in my personal collection, it did come through the store. This actually might be the most expensive card that has come into the store. I ended up keeping it, and I'm so glad I did.
That you kept it, yeah.
Yes. If anyone listening knows anything about Pokemon will know, it's the Gold Star Umbreon.
Okay.
Which Gold Stars are a really sought after subset of cards. They're pretty much their shiny variants.
Oh, all right.
But specifically the Umbreon, because Umbreon's a fan favorite Pokemon,
of course,
and stuff. And it's one of those cards. Like me personally, I'm not a graded card collector. I love raw cards. I love putting them in a binder.
Okay,
you can see them.
Interesting.
But this is one of those cards you get it graded. I got it graded. It came out at PSA 7. Which you wouldn't think is like, oh, it's a 7, like a 10.
Pretty good. I'm a 7. All right. I think that's...
oh, you're more than a 7.
Thank you. Fishing for compliments.
But it's currently, like, last couple sales on that are like $8,000 for that card. And a 7.
That'd be so nice. What are the odds of like pulling something? Like you go to Walmart, you buy a pack of Pokemon cards.
Right.
Odds of pulling something like that would be...
I don't think there are any true...
Okay, it's just so random.
It's because batching is so different. I mean, you could figure out the odds, but you'd have to like take in so much data to figure that out. But I mean,
you'd have to know things too. I'm sure it's kind of like gambling a little bit.
No, it is. It's gambling. It's not kinda. It is.
It's just gambling. Nice.
You could get... 10 cents worth of stuff, or you could pull a $300 card.
Right on.
It's gambling.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I
Instead
guess
of hitting that button, you're opening the pack.
Well, I guess when I was a kid, I just thought of it as like playing Pokemon. I was gonna play cards, but yeah, I guess good point.
Because as a kid, that's how it is.
That's true.
But when you have real adult money, you're like, this is just gambling.
Damn, yeah, that's good.
Legal gambling.
I spent $5 worth $200 sold.
Exactly.
No, that's pretty.
It's like I said, it's been fun and it's just been great, but. I'd say probably, now that I think about it, that Gold Star Umbreon is probably the most expensive card that's come in the store.
Okay, you said that was graded. It was like $8-9 grand.
Yeah, I bought it raw.
So cool.
I got it graded myself.
That's
because I was like, I got you this one because getting it graded also encapsulates it so it doesn't get damaged or get down to time.
Do you remember what you bought it for when you?
I think
if you don't mind me asking.
No, you're fine. At the time,
I just want people to understand the scale of these things and like what they can sell for.
So I mean, this is probably gonna make me sound a little bad, but I want to preface it cost me $700 to get it graded.
Whoa!
Because it was such a high end card. So
jeez.
I didn't realize at the time, and it also had increased in value in the time from I bought it to when I sent it off to get graded a few months later. That's how crazy the hobby is. But I paid $3,000 for it.
Okay. Wow.
And at the time when I bought it, it was worth about, in raw condition, about $400 to $4,200.
Okay.
And it was a grail card of mine because I collect shiny Pokemon. That's what I collect.
Oh, you do. Like your personal collection.
Yes, my personal collection. So this was one of those cards. It's like, I'm never going to get this card.
Never.
Like, that thing is too expensive. That's not going to walk through my doors. I'm not a big... Damn, if it didn't just walk in on a random Tuesday afternoon or whatever.
I got to get it now.
And so I was like...
I have to.
I was like... I learned from the Lovebirds card. I was like, no, I've got to keep this for myself.
Okay, yes.
Like,
so there's learning curve in here too. Yeah,
it's still... that's one of those situations where... Like with the Lovebirds, I struggle sometimes keeping stuff because on one hand, I'm like, no, this would be a great card to post up so that everybody knows, hey, the card guy's got this card in, or someone can come in and add it for their collection.
That's a good point.
I should have kept it.
What are you gonna do?
Hindsight's 2020, of course.
Yep, I should have, could have, would have.
That Umbreon, I was like, I'd let those Lovebirds go, but this is like a grail card for me. So yeah, I grabbed it and
I'm holding on to it.
It sat on a shelf until I sent it off, but yeah, it cost me $700 to get that thing graded because it was such an expensive card.
It's a good investment though, because when you get it graded, it's worth more. Usually.
Exactly. So
nice.
But we'll see.
Right on, man. Well, that is pretty cool. Let me look at my notes real quick. Make sure I think I asked all my questions. Did we just do that same time? I couldn't hear yours over mine. I feel like I got all my questions out there. Yeah, man. Well, I guess so. Any new plans for the shop? Anything you're gonna expand on? Next?
We eventually want to, because Pokemon does a thing called like Play League stores and stuff like that, where you actually host like play night stuff.
Right. I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah.
So like you can get you get points and stuff to compete in regionals and all that kind of stuff. I just don't have the space for it now. So
okay.
we have ideas and very early plans for a new location.
Nice.
I will say we haven't said anything yet because it's still a little bit down the road.
Maybe
figure out this doesn't come out for like another month or two. No, but we're hoping in a perfect world to get a bigger location where we can put both stores under one roof.
Okay, that'd be cool.
That's the ultimate goal. I don't know if it'll work out that way, but I want to expand the store out so we can do play nights, we can have people coming in playing, and just be able to expand because I'm out of space at the current store now. Like I outgrew this store 6 months ago.
That's wild. That's
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have.
Yep.
The issue I have is I have so much back stock that I can't put out.
Yeah.
That it's like
you're kind of stuck a little bit.
Yeah. It's just like I'm like, man, that's like I did inventory over the weekend. I'm like, man, I got a lot of stuff back here.
There's a ton of stuff back
but
here.
you know, it's like you said, it's good problems. It's always good to have back inventory. It's always good to have the extra stuff because if you start selling out of stuff, you can't replenish it.
Yeah,
you know, so,
that's another problem. See, that's a bad problem to have.
Right, but plans to expand. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Nice, right on.
So,
well, do you have anything you want to plug? Where can people find you or the card shop or the toys?
So I mean, we do most of our stuff. You know, our social media is just between Facebook and Instagram. I don't do well with social media.
That's okay.
But you know, just the toy guys and the card guys on both platforms. We're on there. We're always posting. Anytime we get new cool stuff or we put new stuff out, we're always posting on there. Usually, both stores post anywhere from 3 to 6 times a day, if not more.
Wow.
We'll be at the state fair, like I was saying earlier, and yeah, just hit us up on social media. You know, if you're looking for any Pokemon stuff or Lego stuff or Funko stuff, you know, we could be your guys.
Yeah, we can do that. Awesome. All right, man. Well, I still need to get out and make my way out to your store and check it out physically. Yes. I told you I was going to do that months ago. Never did it.
Life happens.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'll get out there sometime though.
It's my first time coming here. So,
You've never been to my house before?
Never been here.
Oh, well, hey, welcome. I thought you've been here before. Anyway.
Nope.
Well, I will get out there and check your store out. But thank you all for listening. This has been another episode of Work Friends Podcast. Again, this has been your host, Tyler. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Josh, for coming on the show. Really appreciated talking to you.
Hey, appreciate you having me here and being able to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. That's another episode of the Work Friends Podcast. Josh, thank you again so much for coming on. Remember, follow the card shop, the card guys, and the toy guys on social media. And then please like and subscribe to Work Friends Podcast. That's on YouTube, on Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Please listen to us. Give us 5 stars. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Thanks. Bye.